Calvary Kids, and welcome to July week 2 as we continue our theme of focus. Now, if you guys have not gotten your special glasses yet, there is still time. Just have your parents email me at joshuaw@calvaryftl.org. Have them email me your address so that I can send you the glasses. Also let me know how many people are in your family that would need them. So, just basic info, you can get those. Maybe some of you discovered the bonus clip that was in last week's video. Did you happen to find it? If you haven't, go check out that video now or after this video. Up to you. And I don't think there's gonna be a bonus clip after this one. Today's activity is about treating others the way you want to be treated. You will require 2 people, a blindfold, and some obstacles. These obstacles can be ideally soft things, maybe stuffed animals, couch cushions, pillows, things like that. Here is how the game works. First person will put on the blindfold and either can leave the room or stay in the room. The second person will set up an obstacle course using the obstacles, making sure to leave a path that they could actually get through to get to the other side. That person will then try and talk the person who has the blindfold through that course by only their voice. So saying, go forward 1 step, take a step to the left, turn to your left, turn to your right, all that kind of stuff to get through the course. Now you want to make sure that you're giving the best instructions possible because you would want the best instructions possible. Now you can have fun with this. You can make it a little more complicated or less complicated depending on what you guys want to do. Most importantly, have fun and please, please, please don't get hurt. No one wants you to get hurt. At this point in the video, I usually give a kind of connection application to the game, but I want to do something different. I've been learning a lot about 3D, especially when it comes to anaglyphic 3D, which is the type of 3D that the glasses that I've been sending out work with. It's that red and the blue. It's one of the first kinds of 3D that was really popular. And it's very fascinating, and there is a bit of a lesson that I feel like I got as I was researching about it, and I wanted to share with you. But there's a warning. It might be a little complicated, and you may not understand it. It's okay. I barely understand it myself, if at all. But it still spoke to me, and I want to share that with you. Now, it gives a 3D image. The illusion of being 3D is tricking your brain into giving it depth. Now, the way your eyes work is that you have one here, and they're getting 2 different images that are slightly apart, and your brain puts them together, and because of that, they can see depth. You can get the idea that this image is closer or farther based on the fact that you're seeing 2 different images. You can kind of get an idea. If you close one eye and then kind of close the other, you can see technically there's no depth. It looks different. You can tell there's depth because it's the way your brain works. And the way the glasses work is it does kind of a similar thing, but with 1 image. And if you look without glasses, you'll see there's a red shadow and a blue shadow. And based on whether it's to the left or to the right, it's telling your brain this image is behind, farther away from you, or closer to you. As a Christian, as a follower of Christ, we see the world differently. Someone who's not saved, who has not had a relationship with God, may look at somebody and they may see, okay, they're a boy. They really like video games. They like music. They like that. And they try and put people in categories. They try and put it in a category that they can understand. And it's a very flat way of living. You know, there's not a lot of depth to it. But when you have the love of God in you and you are looking through God's eyes, you're not seeing them as a person like that, of a category. You're seeing them as who they truly are, their hopes, their dreams. You love them because that's the way God sees them. God loves all of us, and He cares for all of us. And so when you start to see through God's eyes, and you stop putting people in categories to make it easier to understand, and you take this way of seeing the world that we just look around and see, and you take this view that God sees and you put them together, people are no longer just flat and a number. They have depth to them. And that's the way we need to live. We need to always keep both eyes open and realize that God is much deeper than a category. He's much deeper than the convenience of simplicity. Because God is is simply amazing, but he is not simple. And we should not do that either. We need to love people the way God loves them, knowing that they have dreams, that they have hopes. And so don't fall into the trap of this simplicity. Realize that people have depth to them and that God loves them and that we need to be seeing that. Paul was willing to make it personal, to change the way he was explaining things. He didn't change the truth of what he was saying, but he said it in a way that the person he was talking to could understand. And so to do that, you need to know the people you're talking to, which means you gotta get out of your comfort zone sometimes and get to know people that maybe you disagree with, so that they know that you truly do love them and that they're worth your time. So I know that may be a bit kind of out of left field for this particular message, but think about it. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Like, we should be getting out of our comfort zone and getting to know that person that maybe that they don't like us. Maybe there's that kid that for some reason just gets on our nerves, and for some reason they just don't have a lot of friends. Maybe that's the person that you should be reaching out to. Maybe there's people who aren't like you that we need to be making friends with, we need to be growing with, because otherwise, what are we doing here? We have a mission. We have to go out and make disciples. So, Calvary Kids, go make disciples. Make the message of Jesus personal to people who are around you, because you are having a relationship with them and can do that. So, Calvary Kids, thank you. See you next week. Thanks for clicking. There's a bonus clip. I found these pictures of cats. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.